With StraightSmile Solutions, and today we're going to continue on a series a little bit about functional appliances, phase one functional appliances, and tell you a little bit more about how they work. So I want to start and just thank again my friend Ian.withers. He has labs and he has distribution rights and partners all over the US and Asia, and he did make all this content for me. He provided me the content that you'll be seeing. He's fantastic. So if you like what you see, do contact him. His email is ian.withers@me.com. He can ship with his distribution teams in the US and abroad, pretty much all over the world. So he's great, so go ahead and connect with them. Anyways, and if you're from another lab and you want me to showcase your products, you are more than welcome to ping me. Just go to my homepage, click on About Us, and there is a button for you to contact me. And we can talk a little bit more about what you do and if it's something that I think my followers would like to learn more about. So let's start with a little bit before we jump into this actual content about what's new at StraightSmile Solutions, what features we have that are new. You may or may not be interested in them, but I want to navigate you around my homepage. This is my homepage. If you go to the homepage, actually, this is our services, right? So these are for doctors and labs. We also have digital courses. We have actual seminars, seminars where you actually sit down and learn things. We have webinars. Those are all free. A lot of this is free. If you go on to the bottom left, you can go ahead and still demo for a limited time the Smile Snap. It is basically a online virtual consult app or widget. So go ahead and try it. I've kind of customized it for me, but I'd love for you guys to try it and think about how you could use this for a patient, for screening patients, I think, or communicating in a HIPAA compliant way with your patients. I think it's really awesome. Beyond that, what else? Don't forget about our webinar or our turnkey digital education courses in a bag. So basically what you do is you tell us what you want to learn, what you haven't learned in ortho, especially ones that have a hands-on component, whether you're learning about dental photography, you're learning about straight wire orthodontics, you're learning about IPR. You tell us what you want to learn, and we're going to go ahead and customize a hands-on educational class for you. You do not have to fly to this class because we're going to build it for you, and then we're going to do it. You're still going to have a class, but it's going to be one-on-one or with your team and our team, and you're still going to learn all the movements that you need to learn and get feedback on them. So pretty awesome, and the price point is like a third of what you'd pay to take any actual class, and you don't have to travel, and you could do it on your own time. So go ahead and visit our website to go ahead and subscribe for that. That's already up and rolling, and it's limited because it's going to be for a limited time. We'll see how you guys like it. This is for our actual coaching services. You can get a subscription for coaching, or you can get help with a case. But a lot of people ask the question, well, what should I subscribe to? I strongly recommend, and this is not an all upsell, that everyone starts with a concierge plan. Then you can go ahead and phase back when you're ready, when you get all your systems up and running. About 80 to 90% of my doctors do this. They sign up with a concierge plan. Some stay on it because they find it so convenient and so fast, and there's so much help that they scale up to a point where it's like, it's a drop in the bucket to what they're bringing in terms of their revenue. So, but if people really, basically the people who are doing this are the ones that have all their systems up and running. They have all their team members trained up. They have all their paperwork done. They have all basically their cases are high quality. They're not having problems with revisions or refinements. They're not having issues with case selection. They're not looking to add to their clinical suite. They're not look to add more services, nothing like that. Maybe all they're looking to have is an occasional support question. And granted, you can ask as much as you want, but on maybe like, how do I do this? Or is this ClinCheck right? Or is this ClearCorrect? How can I optimize this ClearCorrect plan a little bit better? How can I reduce refinements on this case, et cetera, et cetera? Like a small question is what this is for, because you're only communicating through a HIPAA compliant secure mail portal. We're not actually jumping into your cases. We're not actually jumping into your Dentrix or your Open Dental or seeing how your Invisalign portal looks, looking at all your cases, going through your cases historically and looking for trends and errors and stuff. So that's really the difference. So a few months here, average maybe 3 to 6 months, is worth its weight in gold in terms of optimization. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Oh, one more thing. We also have something new called the My Phase 1 Smile Index. So this is basically, copyrighted index that I formed, which helps you learn to screen phase 1 patients. Has a ton of things you should look at, and you get a score at the end, which is great. It basically, I'm still playing with it, the algorithm a little bit, but it's going to help you figure out what talking points I think about when I screen phase 1 patients and help you. I know there's a lot of things, and it's a liability if you're missing important things like mouth breathing or tongue thrusting, and you're not aware of that, and documenting it. I think it helps you do these referrals a little bit more thorough. So this is a free service. So go ahead and contact me if you're interested in this. All right, let's go into the heart of our content today, which is talking about AP corrections. Namely, we'll be talking about class 2 corrections today, or overjet. I'm creating class 1 canines and molars. So this is one of these, I call these distalizing appliances. So basically this is a pendulum appliance. It's not at all my favorite. Just because I put it up here doesn't mean I really care for it. But there's plenty of other appliances that are like this, that are a little bit more patient friendly, easier to clean. But in a nutshell, there's a moment on these little helices there, and this is going to distalize the posterior segment, which is going to leave some spaces here. This is here for anchorage. They're holding this firm. And then later, you can start bringing the anterior segment back. I'm not a huge fan of what I call retromechanics, which is where moving teeth backwards. I think anytime you do that, I think you close the airway potential or the space for the tongue position. I mean, I realize this is a hot button topic and everybody has a different opinion, but until it's 100% solved, for me, I like to move things forward as much as possible and not backwards. But I just want to show you what's there so you can think about your options, okay? And if you have to go backwards, I would prefer you use I call it a sagittal. It has like a little screw and it distalizes, it's removable. It's a lot more patient friendly. All right, so speaking of correcting class 2, here's one of my favorite appliances. This is so cute and pretty. So this is actually really similar, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is I know everyone's talking about the Invisalign MA feature now, mandibular advancement. Guess what? They pretty much took that from the twin block, which is what this is. This has been around for ages, so I mean, it's not proprietary. They can take it. Smart idea. Great appliance. Personally, I like the twin block a lot better for about 20 different reasons. I can't even get into it. I would use this any day. If you want to use aligners, use this first, which is probably going to cost you less than $200. It's still going to be way cheaper than doing their Invisalign Phase 1, which is what, $11.50. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because anytime you could only access the MA feature for Invisalign in their Phase 1 product, which means you always have to do a Phase 2 product, which means your lab fee is going to be at least, if I'm doing the math right, $3,000 US. That's in US. I'm sure it's more elsewhere. So why not do this first, which costs you $200 US, and it's way more pretty and fun, and then do your aligners later. And now you just saved, and you can either do Invisalign, but you don't have to do the Phase 1, Phase 2, so you still saved, just still doing the math right, $900. So I don't know. Plus, this has way more features. Invisalign doesn't have the ability yet to expand arches with their aligners. They will, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I think it's coming. You're distalizing different segments here. So much you can do in so many different planes of space. But anyways, the other thing you can build into it, which I kind of like the idea of, you can't with Invisalign, is you can build in some type of tongue reminder, so you can remind the tongue to swallow up. That's the only thing that always makes me nervous with these appliances is, when you have them in, let's see if I have a picture, kind of opens a little bit. That's just how it does. This is not so bad. I think the Invisalign opens a little bit more, but and sometimes there's a tendency for mouth breathing, or you can develop another problem as you're trying to fix a problem. So that is probably one of the things that makes me a little wary about the MA problem. I think that they're going to end up with all kinds of Phase 1 patients from their Invis Phase 1 that have a lot more other functional problems later, and they don't really know what they're doing. Hey, mark my words, give it 2 years, okay, and see what happens with that. I don't think it was developed as well as it should have been, but it is what it is. So, but yes. So use my workaround, use an appliance like this, well-made appliance like this. But, patients have to wear it. Your patients, this doesn't hurt, okay? And you know what? It looks like a retainer. So if you're using this in the right age patients, which should be your 7, 8, 9, you give me a 7, 8, or 9-year-old, give me anyone. I don't care what country they're in. I don't care who they are. There's no rotten 7, 8, 9-year-olds. They're all the sweetest people ever. They're super awesome. They all aim to please. Assuming they have a parent who's engaged and wants to be on the team. if you let them design this in a cool way, it's barely noticeable at school. I mean, and you don't really talk silly with these things. Not really. I mean, it's just like wearing a retainer. It takes about a week to get used to wearing a retainer. So they don't care if they have metal on their front teeth. They really don't. Use these in the right age, and then have them wear it for 6, 7, 8 months. They're going to wear it 24/7. They will wear it. And if your patients aren't doing what they need to do, you're either using the wrong age patients. You're trying to do AP correction, mandibular advancement on a patient that's too old. Okay, so you need to change things a little bit. Or you haven't developed your compliance program. And compliance for removable appliances is its own animal. You have to know how to develop this. I work with doctors all the time and teams. And matter of fact, we give this to the teams to own. We have them develop the funnest, give them a budget compliance program ever so that patients want to aim to please. They want to show up. They want to wear their appliances. And if you want tracking, hey, you can use dental monitoring. This is great for dental monitoring system. You add dental monitoring at about $100 a year for that patient. It's still cheaper than the extra 11. What we said, $900. So now now you're netting $800 on the case by not using Invisalign. So, it's a no-brainer to me. But anyways, all right, enough of my rant today. Happy Sunday if you're in the US. I hope you have a great week. I'm really excited to be working more with Ian and his teams in the US. Please ping me if you'd like to learn anything else, and let me know what else you want to learn. I'm so excited. All right, thanks so much. Don't forget to visit StraightSmileSolutions.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We give away like a free complimentary consultation to pretty much everyone who's a dentist. So all you have to do is go to our website and click in the top right hand corner here. Let me show you again where we're going. Right here. You want to make the consultation? Free, totally free. Push that button. You'll be able to schedule in a matter of minutes. And we'll tell you about all the cool things we can do for your practice. And if we can't do it, we'll send you to someone who can. So, all right, thanks so much. Have a great day.